If a parent gets a call that their child is in grave danger, biology takes over. There is a primal drive to do anything, to sacrifice everything to pull them to safety. But when Joseph Stalin received word that his own son was trapped in a Nazi death camp, that instinct disappeared. He didn't send a rescue team, and he didn't negotiate. He chose to leave his boy there to die. It forces us to ask a terrifying question. What kind of belief system grows so powerful that it completely overrides human biology? Yakov Dzhugashvili lived under the weight of history's most ruthless dictator. As Stalin's eldest son, his life was defined by the shadow of a man who ruled through fear and total control. Yet he was a stranger to his father. After his mother's death, Yakov was raised by an aunt, and he didn't even meet Stalin face-to-face until he was 14. When World War II erupted, Yakov disappeared into the front lines. Whether he was seeking his own purpose or his father's appraisal, he was just another face in the massive military machine. To Stalin, Yakov was never truly a son. He was merely another subject of the Soviet state, as expendable as any other soldier. During the early days of the Eastern Front, the war was a chaotic slaughter. Millions were thrown into the mud as Germans swept toward Moscow. In the middle of this collapse, Yakov was captured by enemy forces. At first, he was just another prisoner. But when the Nazis confirmed his identity, the value of their prize changed. They realized they held the direct bloodline of the Soviet supreme leader. The Nazi high command immediately saw the leverage they now possessed. Yakov was pulled from the anonymous ranks of prisoners and moved to a high-security facility, becoming the most important prisoner of war in Europe. Through pure battlefield chance, the Germans held a prisoner whose name made him a potential fulcrum for the entire war effort. The Germans reached out through the Red Cross with a calculated proposal. They wanted a prisoner trade, Stalin's son in exchange for high-ranking German officers captured by the Soviets. It was a simple transaction, one that almost any parent would accept to pull their child out of a concentration camp. But Joseph Stalin gave a cold, public answer. Rescue missions. Stalin shut the door permanently. In a geopolitical standoff, Stalin chose to protect his image as an unyielding leader, effectively erasing his own fatherly obligations. Denying Hitler a diplomatic victory was secondary to the actual goal, preserving the ideological consistency of the Soviet system. This is the totalitarian calculus, a system where the state supersedes individual identity. Human lives become mere units in a machine. If Stalin made an exception for his son, state supremacy would shatter. The leader's child couldn't be worth more than any citizen. In this world, biological ties are meaningless when they conflict with the requirements of the state. Abandoned by his father and stripped of all hope, Yakov remained in the Sachsenhausen concentration camp. In 1943, he died violently after throwing himself toward the camp's electrified fence. Yakov died as a direct sacrifice to his father's fanatical refusal to place a human life above the message of the state. This story illustrates the chilling endpoint of totalitarian logic. It is a system so unnatural that it can strip the human value away from everyone, even the heir to the empire.